Life, it doesn't knock before it hits. And sometimes it hits hardest when you are already on the ground. This is the story of a girl named Alima. Alima was just 17 when her mother died. Her father had passed years ago in a mining accident in northern region. And now, the only person who ever held her hand was gone too. She was left alone in the world. No siblings, no relatives who cared. Just her and the cold breeze of reality. She tried to survive, begging in the market of Tamale, washing clothes, and hoping someone would throw her a coin or a piece of bread. Every night, she slept on a mat behind an old shop, covering herself with a plastic sheet when it rained. One day, an older woman named Madame Sewa approached her. She was the housekeeper to a wealthy family in Accra, and she said she needed a maid. With nowhere else to go, Alima followed her, thinking maybe, just maybe, her life was about to change. But the mansion was no place for her, it was a prison. From the moment Alima arrived, Madame Sewa changed. The kindness vanished. Alima was treated like death. She woke before the sun, scrubbing floors, washing cars, cooking food she would never eat. And worst of all, the family she worked for, the Edus, never once said thank you. Mrs. Edu would shout, "Stupid girl, you can't even mop well." Her son, Calvin, a spoiled university boy, would purposely spill drinks and laugh when she had to clean them. Still, Alima endured, not because she loved the work, but because she had no choice. At least here, she ate once a day and had a mattress to sleep on. But one Friday evening, everything changed. Madame Sewa accused her of stealing a gold bracelet. She screamed, slapped Alima, and dragged her in front of Mrs. Edu, who, without even checking, called her a thief and cursed her out. "Pack your racks and get out of this house, you dirty thief." Alima tried to explain. She begged, swore she didn't take anything, but her voice was drowned in insult. She was thrown out with just the clothes on her back and a small polythene bag. It was raining, heavy. Alima stood at the gate of the mansion, soaked, heartbroken, with nowhere to go. She walked the street barefoot, weak and wet. That night, she slept at the bus stop, crying silently, her stomach empty and her spirit broken. "Why, God? What did I do wrong?" she whispered into the wind. The next morning, she woke up to the sound of cars and footsteps. People walked past her like she was invisible, but someone stopped. A black SUV pulled up. The window rolled down. A man in his late 30s looked at her with concern. "Young lady, are you okay?" he asked. Alima didn't answer. She was too ashamed to speak. "You look hungry. Come, let me get you something to eat," the man said gently. He offered her a handkerchief and a seat in his car. She hesitated, but something in his voice felt safe. That man was Mr. Kwame Bediakon, a billionaire, owner of a tech company in Ghana, loved for his charity work and heart kind. But Alima didn't know who he was. Not yet. Kwame took Alima to a nearby restaurant. For the first time in days, she ate warm food, rice, chicken, and stew. Her hands trembled as she ate, tears streaming down her face. Thank you, sir," she whispered, eyes full of gratitude. Kwame asked for her story, and she told him everything from her mother's death to the false theft accusations. He listened quietly, never interrupting, just watching this fragile girl with a wounded soul. "You are not a thief," he said softly. "You are a survivor." He gave her his card, and asked her to come to his office the next day. She thought it was a joke, but she went. At his company, Alima was welcomed by a smiling staff. She sat in his office, overwhelmed. Kwame offered her something she never imagined, a chance. "You will work here," he said, "not as a cleaner, as an intern. You will learn, and we will pay you for your education." Alima's eyes widened. She couldn't believe it. Just days ago, she was on the street. Now, this? It wasn't easy. She had to learn how to use a computer, speak confidently, write emails, but she worked harder than anyone else. She came early, stayed late, and always gave her best. 3 years passed. Alima completed business school, all sponsored by Kwame's foundation. She rose in his company, first as a secretary, then as a project manager. People respected her. She had an apartment, friends, and most importantly, peace. One day, she was invited to an event where Kwame was being honored. He told her to give a speech. Alima stood on stage, microphone in hand, tears in her eyes. "3 years ago, I was thrown out like trash," she said. "Today, I stand here because someone chose to see me, not as a beggar, not as a maid, but as a human being." The crowd applauded. Cameras flashed, but there was someone in that crowd who looked familiar: Mrs. Edu. She sat frozen in her chair, realizing the girl she once kicked out now stood above her, respected, admired, and successful. Life, it has a way of spinning the reel. The girl they humiliated became the woman they applauded. After the event, Kwame approached Alima. "You've come far," he said, smiling. "Because you believed in me," she replied. Kwame looked into her eyes, and for a moment the air changed. He took her hand. "Maybe it's time I told you something," he said softly. "You changed my life to Alima." And right there, under the light of the gala, Alima smiled. Not because she was rich now, but because finally she was free. Don't look down on the broken for tomorrow. They might rise above you. And don't lose hope if you are in the mud. Your miracle could be one kind stranger away. Thank you.